Before setting up your container, go to cloudboxapp.com and navigate to the web portal, or go to app.cloudboxapp.com to get there quicker. From here, go to Inventory. Click Upload SKU Data. From here, this will allow you to upload all your inventory and SKUs, so that way when you set up a container, it can automatically be found and make the setup process easier. You can go ahead and download a CSV template, which shows all the column headers and what they do, so that way you can go ahead and upload it yourself directly to CloudBox. As you can see, this is what is downloaded. We have category, name, tracking ID, unit weight, expiration date, and description. The category is simply just what kind of product or SKU you would like to categorize it as. The name is the actual name of the SKU. The tracking ID is just our version of metric and BioTrack's ID. The unit weight is what the weight of one unit will be. However, most of the time you won't have that, so this will probably be blank. The expiration date is when the date of the product or SKU is set to expire. And then just a brief description in the description column. You don't have to upload all of these. The only thing that is required is the actual name. Everything else is optional. However, you don't have to use your download CSV template. If you have your SKUs inventory list from your point of sale system or metric or BioTrack, you can simply just drag and drop it right here. This is an example of what it looks like when you export out of Dutchie. As you can see here, you have a lot of different column headers that all do different things. There's a category column, similar to our category column. So we know that this category is either the master category from Dutchie or just simply category, whatever you'd like to name it. Then the tracking ID is our version of the metric ID. So whatever the metric or BioTrack ID is within Dutchie, metric, or BioTrack, you just got to find that. In this instance, it's package ID. So we will change this to package ID. Because we don't have a unit weight for each item yet, we'll go ahead and click not mapped so it doesn't get mapped. Now let's go and try and find the expiration date. It's right here. So we know that the expiration date column is actually just expiration date. And lastly, description is optional. However, you can go ahead and leave it if you want. Press continue. At this point, you can now click upload all the SKUs and it will go ahead and upload all of them. In this example, I already uploaded it. So as you can see, there's already exists right here. But yours will say successfully uploaded unless there's any issues that you may need to fix within the Excel sheet. And then you're done. To set up a new container, attach the CloudBox label, which is either RFID or barcode, to the container you want to set up. When possible, position the label higher on the container to reduce interference from a metal scale. On the app, you can select the balance icon to enter the CloudBox link page. Click Connect to Scale if prompted for a USB connection and select OK. Scanning the container is either done through RFID, barcode, or QR code, whichever is most convenient for you and your business. Before placing the container on the scale, make sure that the scale is tiered. Place the metric or BioTrack tag within the container so that when you grab the raw empty container weight, it grabs both the empty container and the metric sticker. It won't affect it, but it's still good practice. Make sure the container is empty, then place it on the scale and scan the CloudBox label. When you scan the container, a pop-up appears that says Container Not Found. From here, select Yes. If you are setting up a container that has a lid and you plan on doing your inventory cycle counts with the lid on, then record the raw weight of the container with the lid on. Vice versa, if you plan on doing it without the lid, then do it with the lid off. Now record the empty container weight with the metric sticker inside. At this point, you will now need to assign the container a SKU. Since you already uploaded all your SKU's inventory, you can simply now search for it, or make sure that the search bar is active and the cursor is flashing with the keyboard pulled up. And then you can simply scan the metric/BioTrack sticker and it will automatically find the SKU and assign it to the container. If you're tracking your container by weight, the container is now set up. However, if you want to track the units within the container, click the Edit SKU button. Click Enable Unit Weight. From here, click Calculate using Scale. Place a couple of units within the container and let CloudBox know how many units you inserted. For lighter items, it's always best practice to weigh multiple items. Place at least 5 items within the container so that we get a more accurate average count of the inventory. Your container is now set up. If you need to go ahead and create a new SKU at this time, go ahead and click Add New SKU. From there, you can now name the container within the app, choose the expiration date if the items being stored are perishable, and select whether it should be stored within unit or weight mode. If you selected weight mode, your container is now good to go. If you selected unit mode, click Calculate using Scale. Place a couple of units within the container and let Cloudbox know how many units you inserted. For lighter items, it's always best practice to weigh multiple items. Place at least 5 items within the container so that we get a more accurate average count of the inventory. Your container is now set up.